Welcome back to PotterWatch, the first place you'd expect to find things strange and mysterious, because we definitely do hold with such nonsense. My name's Stephen, and I'm very excited to bring you a new casting rumour for the Harry Potter HBO series. Is it hugely accurate or a giant mistake? We'll let you decide, but the rumour is Rubeus Hagrid, Keeper of Keys and Grounds at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, has been cast. I should not have said that. Firstly, sorry for all the giant puns and the accents, but let's talk about just how massive a job the casting team have for the new Harry Potter HBO series. A lot of the most beloved characters from the books, McGonagall, Snape, Hagrid and the Golden Trio included, were cast so wonderfully that it's almost impossible to imagine anyone else doing a good job. That's going to put a lot of pressure on the team making the decisions, and it's also going to cause some trepidation for other actors who have some big shoes to fill, in Hagrid's case, quite literally. Hagrid is one of the most beloved characters in the franchise, warm-hearted, fiercely loyal, and a bit of a bumbling oaf for the comic relief for certain scenes in the films, which some fans agree with while others were less happy, and in the books there are moments when Hagrid loses his temper and is honestly quite terrifying. But once you dig in, you realise that casting Hagrid might actually be one of the biggest minefields of the entire reboot. Let's start with the obvious, his size. In the book, Hagrid is described as twice as tall as a normal man and at least 5 times as wide. The half-giant is both physically intimidating enough to wrestle a mountain troll and soft enough to hand-feed a dragon. So unless HBO are planning to go full CGI or look to a wrestler or a strongman like Eddie Hall, they've got a very small pool of capable British actors who can realistically pull this off. And then there's the memory of Robbie Coltrane. Coltrane wasn't just cast as Hagrid in the films, he became him. He gave us a Hagrid that was both larger than life and deeply human, from the twinkle in the eye and the unbridled affection and paternal nature towards Harry to his unshakable loyalty to Dumbledore. Even under layers of costume, prosthetics and yes, that animatronic head for the wider shots, Coltrane's performance shone through. So how do you recast a role that's been so iconically embodied already? It's a dilemma that the casting teams at HBO are going to have to overcome, because it's the same thing for roles like Maggie Smith as McGonagall or Alan Rickman as Snape. There's reverence there, there's expectation, and there's a fear of backlash if you get it wrong. And yet the show must go on, so who to choose? To my mind, there are really only 2 names that you can put with Rubeus Hagrid: Mark Addy and Nick Frost. Addy has the gruff charm, the physical presence and the acting chops. You'll know him as Robert Baratheon from Game of Thrones, a performance that managed to be regal, tragic and hilarious all at once, and most importantly a role that in parts was not dissimilar to Rubeus Hagrid. Equally importantly, Game of Thrones producer Mark Mylod is involved in the new Harry Potter series, which could work in Addy's favour. He's also the right age, mid-60s, and seasoned enough to pull off Hagrid's warmth and sharp edge. The downside, he might not quite have the massive look required, but with the right camera work and a few cinematic tricks, a sprinkle of CGI, that could be fixed. And then there's Nick Frost. Frost has a Hagrid-esque look naturally, has sported a big bushy beard in the past, is stockily built, but also has that loving, nurturing quality that Hagrid has. He's shown range from the comedic Shaun of the Dead to the emotionally complex Fighting with My Family, and he's also a noted fan of fantasy and sci-fi, which means he might genuinely want to step into the dolphin-sized boots, and that matters, especially if the producers are looking for someone slightly younger who can commit to a 10-year show run, and at 52, Frost offers that balance. Plus, Hagrid was often the comic relief in the original films, and if HBO leans into that again, Frost's comedic timing could be a real asset. Now here's where things get interesting / conspiracy theory-ish. Nick Frost has started following John Lithgow and Papa Essiedu on Instagram. John Lithgow was of course the first confirmed cast member, taking on the role of Albus Dumbledore, and there are strong rumours that Papa Essiedu will take the role of Severus Snape. The same source who first named Lithgow in connection with the role of Dumbledore on Reddit has named Nick Frost as the one most likely to pick up the role of Hagrid. And as if we needed any more excitement, Nick Frost's longtime acting partner Simon Pegg voiced Phineas Nigellus in the wildly popular Hogwarts Legacy game, so there is a connection to the franchise already, however tangential. Could we see both Nick and Simon take roles in the new series? You often get 2 for 1 with these actors, and Simon would suit several roles. Arthur Weasley, for example, or Argus Filch if you want to keep the pair having more back and forth and lean into that comic relief element. So what do you think? Are we onto something here, or are we reading the tea leaves all wrong? Honestly, for now at least, it feels like this is as close to a confirmation as we're going to get. One thing is clear regardless. Casting Hagrid is a giant task. It's a balancing act between honouring Robbie Coltrane's legacy, staying true to the books, and reimagining the character for a new generation. Whatever happens, let's hope they get it right, because as we all know, Hogwarts just wouldn't be Hogwarts without Hagrid. I'm Stephen, this has been PotterWatch. If you've got thoughts, theories, or a dream casting for Hagrid, let us know in the comments, and please like and subscribe on whichever platform you're seeing this. Thanks again, and we will see you again soon.